What's up everybody, Arrg the Pirate here, and today we're going to play a little Khaimera in the jungle. Now, let's get started and jump right into the deck build. I have Jungle Assassin, Fast Travel, Mana Generator, Armored, Shredding Strikes, and Consume the Dead for my gems. Now for my cards, I have Coinmaster, Exoskeleton, the Mother Tree, Flame of Zechin, Greenspring, Growth Totem, Guard Piercer, Tyrant, Veil Stepper, Numbing Rouge, Trapper, and lastly Unbroken Spirit. Now you saw that right guys, I am using Trapper, and I've never really used this card before. I have played a couple of matches with it, but I'm just not the biggest fan. You know, I really like being super active in lane, and I really neglect the jungle a lot once we get past that 10-minute mark, and especially with a hero like Khaimera that can solo Fang at those early levels. You can solo Fang at 5 minutes. So with these lower level heroes, and having that 6,000 point card, I find myself having a lot to do other than farm jungle. But I'm gonna go ahead and make a video over Trapper, because I know there are a lot of people that like playing jungle, and this is definitely a hardcore jungle build. Trapper, it forces you to play that jungle, to, maintain that jungle, rotate around your jungle farming, or around your jungle spawning in. So, I thought I'd give it a shot. Now, our mid lane Wraith is being pretty aggressive here, and, I'm kind of heading over just to see, I don't really like leaving my farm to go deal with lanes for those first few minutes. I want to hit level 3, and if you go ahead and clear out all 4 minions, or all 4 white minions, and then go for that green buff, you actually hit level 3 and you get green buff, and that's just at about 2.5 minutes or so, maybe a little bit more depending on the hero of course, but around 2.5 minutes. So that gives you enough time to actually get a gank and pick up green buff, or maybe even go for black and then pick up your river buff. So I really like just doing my full rotation, and I try to ignore lanes for the most part for those first 3 minutes. I think that's really on those laning heroes to realize, hey, as the jungler, you do have a job, so they kind of need to allow you to make those rotate, or, clear your jungle, things like that, and less about them getting into engagements. Now, I am in comms with our ADC and our support, so I go ahead and tell them, hey, let's make something happen. Now, I'm going to focus FaZe, because, FaZe can just get Wraith, or get their Revenant out of there, and I'm just going to focus FaZe. Even with that root, she's able to pull Revenant right out of roots. I don't know if it actually works with Khaimera's ultimate. Khaimera's ultimate still is kind of goofy, and we even see that in this video where, you hit your ultimate on somebody, and I believe I do it on a FaZe. I get my ultimate off, and she takes a step to the side, and then she gets blown away from me and doesn't... I can't remember if she has the damage, but we'll see that in a little bit. Yeah, Khaimera's ultimate is still definitely kind of wonky, which, hey, that's unfortunate. I really hope they fix that. But I am working my way towards Tyrant. Now, I'm thinking I might dive Greystone, but then I say, nah, I'd have to start taking tower hits before I actually got to him, and it's just not worth it. I might have been able to dive him, but it's just not worth it at this point. I want to go ahead, continue my farm, and I want to get Tyrant on as quickly as possible. Now, I do go ahead and secure my black buff, and then I'm going to rotate over to my side of the jungle, or, the good side of the jungle anyways. But again, I really kind of want my jungle to be stacked fairly decently when I finally do get Tyrant on. I don't want to, have to deal with a completely empty jungle once I finally get to that point. So I don't want to just completely clear that jungle out. Like I said, guys, I don't play with Tyrant a whole lot, but, having that farm is absolutely huge, and having it, stacked up nice when you actually get Tyrant on is, of course, that is kind of a point of using this card. So hopefully that's what we'll be able to do. I do still have a couple of camps that I can secure, and that will put me to that point. But again, I don't want to completely wipe out my jungle. I want to save that for Tyrant, and since I do have Coinmaster on, you know, that is definitely going to help me. Now, one great thing about Khaimera is his kit allows you to start out with different cards other than a sustain card. You know, you can go with something like Demolitionist. I picked up Coinmaster just for some quick and easy farm, but you can start with Demolitionist. That will definitely help speed up, you know, taking jungles, things like that. But, you know, you've got some options with Khaimera, since Spirit Regeneration is just such a great ability. And, you know, you can get those stacks up, and you can see right here, I'm not taking any damage. Don't have any cards on, and I'm not taking any damage at all. But as soon as I hit that 6 points, I'm going to go back, put on my Tyrant and my Flame of Zechin. Now, it hasn't been the most interesting match so far. You know, we did get a kill, but, you know, we're kind of waiting. We were building up to that point. And since I let a few of these camps stack up a little bit, I'm actually going to be able to, you know, farm those few camps whenever I need to. I do head to mid because mid is being pushed. I'm thinking with Wraith here, we should be able to at least back Gadget up. You know, she is out of mana, so there's no reason we shouldn't be able to get this kill. And we're going to go ahead and dive her a little bit. Wraith does end up rewinding her, which is great. He's able to secure that kill, you know, awesome. We can then, you know, head to the jungle and start our farm. Now, I did not know, but river buffs do not count. But the small minions beside your green and your black buff, they actually count towards Tyrant. And same with that solo lane off, that kind of off lane camp, it also counts. So you have a total of 7 camps that you can really farm, and you know, they all stack up to 3, which is nice. So guys, use those camps to, you know, the best of your ability to, you know, try to get that Tyrant online as quickly as possible. Now, unfortunately, Greystone was able to take down this T1. Yeah, our Iggy is playing just a little bit too aggressive for Iggy. You know, one thing, guys, Iggy is a very defensive player. You know, he's a lane pusher by being defensive. He's not an offensive lane pusher. You can't just shove your lane all the way up there and then get set up, because, you know, you'll probably be out of mana, but that puts you in a bad position. And, you know, our Iggy has died a few times already, and it's just, you know, you have to play a little more defensive with Iggy. Now, again, we're just going to kind of continue to farm our jungle. You know, we're at 7 farms so far, so, you know, not too bad. And with these green buff and that black buff, it puts us up to 10, so we're, you know, a little less than a third of the way there. But I'm going to go ahead and get a gank. Now, again, I'm going to go in on phase, and that's the part that I'm talking about right there. You can see I went to ult phase, and she was just to the side of me, and she actually, you know, she gets knocked away and doesn't take any damage, even though she was the hero that I hit with my ultimate. So Khaimera's definitely still kind of got a few little bug issues with his ultimate, and let's just really hope that they fix that eventually. Seems like it's been that way for a while now, but again, let's hope they fix that. I'm going to kind of stick around in this lane, and then I see Kallari shows up, so I'm going to go ahead and do a little work on her. But, you know, that's really so everybody can get out. You know, we probably shouldn't be pushing this, especially with their phase being back up. I'm going to go head back to my jungle and continue my farm. Now, again, our Iggy was kind of forced out of a lane, and, you know, they're doing a little bit of damage to our T2. So, you know, I definitely need to spend a little more time over there. But, again, guys, you know, Iggy's one of those type of heroes that, you know, he's very defensive. So, you know, he should be able to defend that lane, but he probably shouldn't be pushing near as much as he is. But that's quite all right. You know, we definitely need to make some progress on a tower. So far, you know, we've only got 1 tower down, and it's that solo side, you know, and it's our tower that's down. So we definitely need to make some progress on a tower. I did get enough gold to actually pick up Guard Piercer, and, you know, this is huge. We're gonna crank out a ton of damage right now. From here, I'm going to start building more into that tank side, because Khaimera definitely needs to build tank for that end game. You know, at that 10-15 minute mark, quit building damage and start focusing more on tank, because at that point, you know, that's when people are slowly starting to come online. And Khaimera definitely needs to be more of a tank at that point. And you can see that's kind of the way we've set our gyms up. Now I go ahead and head over to our solo lane. You know, we should be able to just absolutely melt this Greystone. And Kallari ults in, so let's just go ahead and switch to Kallari. You know, we're doing work. But unfortunately, our Iggy's just, he's not here, guys. And, you know, he had his ultimate, he didn't have any turns down, he didn't use his ultimate, and, you know, it is unfortunate. We definitely could have made a lot more progress there and been able to, you know, we should have been able to at least get a kill, but it's unfortunate, guys. And another thing is unfortunate, Ziggy ends up staying out of position and he ends up going down as well. You know, it's just, you know, it was a bad play all in all. Now we're going to get this lane set in the right direction, go back to our jungle. You know, we're very close to getting Tyrant online, so we definitely want to try to get that, you know, getting Tyrant online. It's going to be a big damage spike, and sure enough, we are able to get it on. Now, Kallari, I guess she thought she could take me after that engagement with that huge minion wave. And guys, Kallari should not 1v1 people like Khaimera, because, you know, we do work and we're actually able to take her out. You know, getting Tyrant online right there and with Guard Piercer, you know, we hurt, guys. We're able to heal that damage up. You know, we have a much stronger early game than Kallari does. Kallari's, you know, more of a later game hero, and you can see, I mean, we did work there, and we didn't even take a whole lot of damage with that spirit regeneration. Now's a good time for us to go for Prime. You know, I think we should get Prime. Revenant heads over, and I'm not exactly sure what he was doing there, but hey, we are able to take him out. And then I go ahead and tell my ADC, my support, like, hey guys, head over, let's take Prime. Now's the perfect time. You know, Kallari is down, and their ADC's down, so we don't have to worry about that near as much. Now, FaZe did kind of run around that outside way going towards Gadget, try to come in the way me and our Twin Blast came in. You know, if you are watching this video, that's just one thing. You know, y'all would have came in together, which would have been helpful, but you would have also avoided getting into that engagement, which, you know, Gadget didn't do a whole lot, but giving her that vision is also, you know, kind of a big deal. So next time, just try to come in that other way. Now, I did have to back because Greystone was pushing this T2, and, you know, it is unfortunate. You know, our Iggy's getting caught out quite a bit, guys. You know, he's just not quite making the decisions that we would like to see, and, you know, we're having to cover his lane a little bit. So, you know, hopefully you can kind of see, if you are watching this, Iggy, you know, hopefully you can see how you kind of want to play defensively. You know, set your turrets up, don't push, and if you are pushing, make sure those turrets are set up. But me and Wraith, you know, we were able to rotate over here, and us together, we're able to just absolutely melt this tower. And then, you know, I'm going to go hit these waves a few times, you know, kind of get this lane pushing, and then we're going to rotate. Now, we do play the runaround game a little bit here. You know, our mid lane is pushed fairly decently all the way to that tier 2. You know, Wraith was actually able to take down that tower solo, which is nice. And, you know, I go ahead, head over to that duo lane. We're able to kind of get that set in the right direction. I need to head over to our mid lane. You know, Wraith did get cut out a little bit, and he actually ends up going down. You know, the Kallari went invis, you know, and that lazy back under that inhib. You know, it's hard to deal with Kallari, guys. You know, she can even jump over that ledge. So, you know, even if he would have just stayed running to the core, you know, it might have still taken him out. But we are able to defend this T1 here in mid a little bit, but don't quite get it. But hey, taking out an ADC, you know, that's a huge play. And from here, we need it back. Now, that gadget bomb, oh guys, that hurts. So I'm going to go ahead and back as quickly as I can. You know, that Kallari is definitely running, you know, she's probably hunting me down. We might be able to survive her dagger, but, you know, it's going to be close. We do have that Winion Wave pushing that duo lane, so hopefully that will distract the enemy team. And I'm going to head back to base. I actually swap out that Flame for Numbing Rouge, so, you know, we might be able to start hitting a little bit harder, but we are more tanky now. You know, and that's kind of the big deal. We want to start increasing the amount of damage that we can take, and, you know, that's just going to help all around. Now, the enemy team did pick up Fang there, which, you know, that is unfortunate, but it's not that big of a deal. You know, we're back on an even playing field. You know, the tower game is even, the Fang game is even. We're doing okay, and, you know, that's all right. Now, I fast set that lane. You know, if you saw, I took out some of those minions, but that lane is going to stack up, but it's still going to push very fast. Now, Kallari ends up ulting in on me, but that's okay. We take out FaZe. You know, we want to get FaZe out of there quick. Now, I'm hooked to my FaZe, so, you know, I should be able to withstand quite a bit of this and, you know, get those stacks up, but, you know, we end up getting unhooked from her somehow. And, you know, that's unfortunate. I wasn't receiving those heals, and we end up going down. But my team is here to kind of clean up some of these kills. They're actually able to take out Kallari. You know, someone kept vision on him, which is absolutely amazing. And then they're actually going to, you know, go in on this Greystone. And Greystone, you know, Greystone's tough, but when you've got 4 heroes hitting you, you know, you're not going to survive that. So that was a great cleanup, but they're going to have to head back to the mid lane or we're going to lose our jump pads. Unfortunately, they didn't get there fast enough. You know, they were working on that kill, and, you know, we end up losing our jump pads, and especially that mid lane T2. You know, that's what kind of hurts a little more, but we have had just quite a few deaths on our solo lane side, and, you know, that's kind of affecting our mid lane and our solo lane have been, you know, significantly affected by constantly having that down hero. Now, their Khaimera, or their Kallari, is in our jungle, and, you know, hey, we're able to go in on her a little bit. I've got green buff, so, you know, I'm going to do some work. FaZe shows up and snatches Greystone out of there, but, you know, hey, we got his ultimate off, and we're going to go ahead and wrap up this kill. And, you know, FaZe messed up when she came into the jungle. We're going to go ahead and take her out as well. And, you know, hey, that's huge. We picked up that Fang. You know, we're able to take out Greystone and FaZe, which, you know, those are 2 pretty key players at this point. You know, we got a significant amount of damage on Kallari, but, you know, she's going to be able to heal that back up. And I made just the dumbest call there, guys. I don't know what I was doing. You know, we were talking in chat, or I don't know. That was just a dumb call. I don't know why I did that. Guys, don't go to the mid lane and push lane solo at this point in the match. 25 minutes in the match, as Khaimera, you shouldn't be, you know, challenging people in mid lane. Now, you can see, I get instantly melted. You know, that Gadget would have done that anyways, you know, without Kallari showing up. That was just a very dumb call. That was a very, very dumb death. And, I mean, you can see, that's going to significantly hinder my team. They end up taking out our Twin Blast, which, you know, that just hurts, guys. That hurts bad. And is what it is. You know, we've really got to avoid doing, you know, having those type of deaths. You know, that just wasn't worth it. You know, that our Wraith didn't use wards there when that Kallari went invis. You saw he had his rewind out, which, guys, use those wards. As Wraith, throw down your wards constantly. Just never quit throwing them down. You know, they're great. It's a great tool, and it's very cheap. Now, we go ahead and head over to Fang. You know, the FaZe and Greystone are going in on it, and we're able to take out FaZe. You know, you want to, unfortunately, you have to focus the support FaZe because, you know, she those heals, everything like that. You know, you need to focus her, take her down with that repositioning tool, with that blind, with that root. You know, they might be able to get away, and you just want to avoid that. Sure enough, we're able to take them out and secure Fang as well. So we're definitely winning the Fang game, and you know, that's huge. Now, one thing that I absolutely like about Revenant is when he's on the enemy team, he cannot stop you from pushing a tower. You know, he can try to sneak away like he just did, but you know, he can't. He has no wave clear. He might be able to kill somebody, but by himself, you know, when you know where he is, Revenant really isn't a threat. And you know, as you saw, we just shoved that and we're able to secure that. Now, it's time to go for Prime. You know, we've taken out their Greystone still down, their Revenant still down. You know, it's time to go for Prime, and unfortunately, our Iggy and our Wraith stay in, and, you know, this is just unfortunate. You know, they both end up going down, when, you know, there was really no need for that. There was no need for that at all, and, you know, it is unfortunate, but we're going to go ahead and pick up Prime and then shove that solo lane. You know, our duo lane is shoved pretty far by itself, and with Gadget being over there, she's going to be able to secure that lane and get it set in the right direction. With Prime, you know, we might be able to actually make a play happen. Unfortunately, Kallari was able to sneak up on FaZe and take her out. And then, you know, she's actually engaged on Twin Blast. So that's really going to end our Prime play, you know. Having that Iggy and Wraith go down there in mid and then losing FaZe, you know, we kept Prime out of the enemy hands, but it definitely did not turn out the way it should have. Guys, when you down an inhib, turn around and leave. Especially if you've only downed one inhib. There's no reason to continue to push that. You're probably not going to end the game unless you have a team wipe. And, you know, at that point, go secure those side objectives. Go get Fang. Go push another lane. Go get Prime. Don't continue to push that core because, yeah, even if you do get some damage on it, you're not going to end the game. So, you know, make the right call. Leave. Go pick up Prime. If we would have all 5 of our heroes with Prime, you know, this game would be over right now, but unfortunately it's not. Now, we just kind of have to hang out and wait for the right opportunity, you know, to really make... At this point in the game, we're 30 minutes into the game, at this point in the match, we need to get a kill. And sure enough, Fang's about to show up. FaZe, for whatever reason, runs towards Fang, and hey, she's our first victim. We're able to take her out, and then we end up going in on Gadget. Gadget's a goner. And hey, let's pick up Fang. There's, you know, one of their damage dealers, their support, and then we ended up getting a Kallari kill as well. You know, that's huge. All they've got up is Greystone and Revenant now. We're going to be able to shove this and hopefully end this game shortly. Now, our Iggy and Wraith are in that solo lane, pushing that, you know, so we don't need to go over there. They should be able to handle that, especially with 3 heroes down. Let's get a split push going. Sure enough, with me, FaZe, and Twin Blast in this duo lane, we're going to be able to shove this. And, you know, we should be able to get it in him. Now, my team was able to secure that Greystone kill, and guys, this is huge. There's 4 enemies down. You know, they're going to come in very staggered, but, yeah, it's a huge play at this point. We should be able to get this inhib. You know, I went ahead and took some of those tower hits to get those minions because I wanted our minions to get under tower quickly. And, hey, 3 inhibs with staggered deaths on enemies. You know, this game's going to be over here shortly. Now, the winning factor was that play there at Prime. You know, FaZe made a really bad choice in going in before everybody. FaZe is that backlane support, guys. She cannot handle... You know, she can't handle damage, especially since she's got that nerf on healing. You know, you're not stacking her with tons and tons of, you know, regen, things like that. So she's a little bit weaker, but she makes a great support if she stays in the back. And you could see that really was the ending factor. When she came in there, Gadget was forced that ultimate out of Gadget, and we were able to take her down. You know, taking those 2 heroes out was huge. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this Khaimera guide. I hope y'all enjoyed, and if you did, show me some love. Leave me a comment, think about subscribing, join our Discord if you haven't done it. I'd love to play with some of y'all. I'd love to see some of y'all in there. And as always, guys, I'll see y'all in the next video.